Guys, around the Eastern Conference in this game as the New York Knicks play this one at home. It's the NBA, and it's live right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. This is the last stop for the Raptors before returning to Toronto. You love to get the ball rolling early in the season. That's what they've done.
Yeah, and as far as the regular season goes, this is as good as it gets. This truly, to me, is the definition of a rivalry. I mean, the game between these two teams has always been special.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen a ton of great games between them in the past. It's hard not to get amped up when they face each other. I've been looking forward to this one for a while.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So for Toronto right now, the star pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. Jamari Carroll is out there with Scola. And it's Biombo at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
One thing about Jose Calderon, you could see the frustration in him last season playing a career-low 42 games, and his averages were down pretty much, Greg, across the board.
And Kevin, he was brought in to kind of invigorate the Knicks' point guard position, but following a preseason calf injury, you know, he missed the team's first 13 games and never was able to really get going. Remember, coming into a new system where he had to learn how to play differently, and then after all that, you know, you have to shut him down because of that left Achilles.
And stolen by Kyle Lowry. It's DeRozan with the drive. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play. The Raptors shooting their first free throw tonight.
You've got to appreciate their ability to make free throws, 81% as a team.
That's been one of the strongest aspects of this team this season. I mean, there have been very few off nights for them at the free throw line.
And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Flalo against DeRozan. 6 on the shot clock. And a Flalo kicks to Calderon. That's no good. Couldn't get his first shot to go. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter.
And Toronto had a strong season against the East last year. They would end up with 33 wins against their own conference and earn that 4 seed in the East.
Inside. That's good from Lowry on the assist from DeRozan. Lowry's got 5.
Everything going according to the script for them offensively so far.
Clark, shots be falling. That's for sure. They're scoring with a tremendous amount of confidence.
You went straight playground old school there, partner.
Scola dishes to Carroll. The Raptors rebound. Lowry passes to Biombo. There's the triple. And Lowry gets it to go. Lowry's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for Toronto.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
And the Raptors did play the other East teams well. Went 500 against the rest of the Eastern Conference playoff teams, too.
And despite that, we know the Raptors had a disappointing playoff run to end the year, but I thought they still showed that they are a power in the East by having another strong season against the conference.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Kevin Sheriff, he's checked in for Lopez. Lance Thomas comes in for Porzingis. Langston Galloway's checked in for Aaron Aflalo. And it's Grant in for Jose Calderon. Feeds it to Johnson. Here's Joseph. That's in, coming off an assist from Johnson. Joseph's got his first 2 points of the night. Grant kicks to Anthony. 36 seconds left in the first quarter. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
Here's Joseph. And the 3 off target. New York comes into this one following a loss to the Magic in Orlando.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
Here's Joseph. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Buries the long-range jumper. Joseph's got 5 now. Grant outside. From outside the arc. Can't get it to go. Ross. Shot misses. And some tough times for the Knicks, but you listen to Carmelo Anthony, it's clear he's invested in this franchise. Knicks fans rooting for Carmelo to help make New York a playoff venue once again.
And you know what? It's going to take a lot more than Carmelo playing strong to get the Knicks back into the playoffs and to make them a destination to where NBA stars want to come.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Toronto?
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time. Now let's take a look at the teams that have been holding their opponents to the fewest points in the last 10 games. The Knicks fourth. Fifth, the Raptors.
They've been faster setting up their offense lately, and it seems like the teams they've been playing have been rushing a little to keep up with the pace. They've been able to hold their opponent's scoring down quite a bit.
So on the floor for Toronto to start this second quarter. Lowry and Ross pairing up in the backcourt. Scola out there with Patrick Patterson. And it's Johnson in at the 3 spot.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now, they're starting to flatline, just hanging on here for dear life.
The Knicks making a switch here. Porzingis is checked in, and Toronto also making a switch. DeMar DeRozan, he's checked in for Johnson. Galloway, the pass to a Flowers. Porzingis, his shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
Here's Galloway. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. And the shot is good. The Raptor lead has been cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Amundsen.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
What about Kyle Lowry on offense? The last 2 seasons he's been absolutely dominant, Clark.
Yeah, he's developed enough as a point guard now to where he really knows how to direct and lead his team. He's not just a catalyst anymore. He's a leader, and that's the big difference I see with him. And his shots have become more refined.
Lopez, he's checked in for New York. Calderon comes in for Langston Galloway. Biombo, he's checked in for Toronto. 3-pointer, Lowry. Knicks with the rebound. Last time they met was in Toronto, where they beat the Raptors.
And a really close game between these two in that last matchup. It took a total team effort for them to get the win.
It sure did, and they got a lot of scoring from their bench, Greg, and I think that really was the crucial difference.
Williams dishes to Lopez. Excellent D there for Scola.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
He power surged that one down. Wow.
Yeah, good term to use. One of the game's top dunkers for sure.
Folks, that's not a petty, not a Manny. That's a facial.
Now the Raptors moving it up. Here's Lowry, and the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Lowry's got the lead up to 9 now for the Raptors.
Boy, for the Knicks last season, saying it was rough is an understatement. There was a lot of turbulence, and some of it was due to their defense. They just had a difficult time stringing together stops and cutting down opponent scoring chances.
So for the Knicks, Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for Williams, and it's Grant in for Aaron Aflalo. Then for the Raptors, Damari Carroll's checked in for Terrence Ross, and Corey Joseph subbed in for DeMar DeRozan.
Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
And he'll be the first to tell you, Greg, that's one he should have knocked down.
Over the Knicks last season, Greg, the defense a problem for them, specifically how they defended against perimeter shots, and in particular the three.
38%, Kevin, of the threes against them went in. That was by far the worst in the league, and it's a big reason why they would end the year with the worst margin of victory in the NBA. How about minus 9.3?
It's tipped. Calderon passes to Porzingis. Power down with both hands.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Grant kicks to Anthony. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. That's good.
Anthony in a rhythm and a groove now.
Raptors leading by 4.
I'd like to see him use a little clock here.
I agree with you. Milk the clock with this possession. That's what they've got to be doing.
For the three. And again, New York with the triple.
And his stroke has been dead on from the outside. I mean, inside, outside. It just doesn't matter.
Lowry for three. Down it goes just as the clock hit 0. And the first. Half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Raptors lead by 4.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny. Kyle Lowry has been the story in this one. He had 16. All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Kyle Lowry has just been sensational.
You just can't shoot the triple any better than he did in that first half. That was incredible.
And here in the second, Greg, he's got to just keep taking them and making them. And if that's the case, no reason for him to stop.
Anthony is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Aflalo. Then there's Calderon. And it's Lopez in at the 5, down low. That's Derek Fisher's 5 as we get going into the second half. Well, the Raptors show they can be a force in offense once again. That was very clearly a strength of the team last year, Greg.
Yeah, and Toronto has a lot of guys that can hurt you in a variety of ways. They can score in the half court, but are really explosive enough to get out and run if teams want to push the tempo.
The dish to Calderon. The pass to Porzingis. Some nice passing by New York here. Here's DeRozan. The stupendous finish in traffic. Now it's a 7-point Raptor lead.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play him. You know, guys, another factor that made the Raptors so good on offense last year was their free throw shooting. I mean, they were second in the league and first in the East as they made over 78% of their foul shots.
And there is a measurement in the NBA called true shooting percentage. It takes into account the values of 2s, 3s, and how you get to the line. That free throw percentage of the Raptors had them as the 6th best offense in terms of true shooting last season.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Lopez. Lance Thomas comes in for Porzingis. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Jose Calderon. And here's Anthony from the arc. Pass to Galloway. Back to Anthony. The 3. And it's Anthony again missing. And it's DeRozan missing.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Anthony dishes to Serafin. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Carmelo Anthony showing you his passing skill there.
Johnson right side. And stolen by Aflalo. And pushing it up. Here's New York. And it's Anthony with the jam.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
One thing about Kyle Lowry, he has a bulldog mentality. We saw that from his days at Villanova.
No question about that, and I love that about it. He's very simple, not really flashy, just consistently beats the rock. He wears his opponents down.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Terrence Ross is checked in for DeRozan. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Kyle Lowry.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
And he better stay with those basics because this game is still yet to be determined.
It was Amundsen who's checked in for the Knicks.
And talking about Lowry, going to Toronto was a godsend for him. I mean, he had clashed with a number of coaches early in his career. His hard-headedness had been working against him. But in Toronto, he learned how to buy into a system and save the wrath for his opponent.
Toronto leading by 5. And Joseph kicks to Carroll. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
The Raptors shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And he can't get the first one for the Knicks. Zingas, he's checked in for Kevin Serafin. Calderon comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Grant in for Langston Galloway. Biyombo is checked in for Toronto. Here's Porzingis, the rim-rattling two-handed jam.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Oh, no. Not the guy you want to put on the line, Kevin. He's an ATM from the free throw line.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line. Here's Grant. And again, New York with the triple.
And now this game's taken on a whole new feel since halftime.
Boy, you can actually feel it. It's palpable. The energy level on both sides has really gone up a bunch. Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And at the close of the 3rd quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up points in a hurry. Toronto ahead, leading by 3. And we'll be back. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the 4th quarter. Toronto leading by 3. So for Toronto right now, we've got Scola. Corey Joseph is out there with Lowry. And there's Bismack Biyombo. And it's DeRozan in at the 3 slot. And the basket good.
And the deeper we get into this game, it seems like the more the offenses are in rhythm.
Without question. I mean, both of these teams are firing on full broadband bandwidth. I mean, full throttle ahead.
Now here's Calderon. Defense is right there. Just 3 to shoot. Can't capitalize on the good screen. Oh, and here comes Joseph all alone. And there's a whistle that goes on Corey Joseph. That is his first foul of the game.
And that's an aggressive play to try to get the rebound. Just a little too aggressive.
And unnecessary. That's over the top. That's doing too much, Greg. He wasn't in good position there, and he was never going to get the ball. He just wasted a foul.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Lopez. Anthony comes in for Sasha Vujacic. And it's a follow in for Grant. DeRozan, nice form on the 20-footer. And the Raptors lead by 5. New York's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. And the shot is good.
That's far too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
3 of their last 5 makes come from beyond the arc. The defense. Oh, wow.
It's a beautiful jam.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented. He's just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
I tell you what, though, great dunk, and this is even a better game we got going on right now.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Toronto calls timeout.
Yeah, it looks like he saw some things out there that need to be adjusted, and he's going to take a break here and talk it over.
Hey, you know, coaches sometimes need a break in the action to rethink and retool a bit. Anytime you're in that situation, it makes sense to use the timeout.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
During that break, Dwayne Casey had some words for his team. As this game approaches its finale, the outcome's still undecided. He told them, "We're not far, fellas. It's within reach. Seize the moment and walk away with a win." Guys?
Here's Lowry. That one finds the mark. It's the 10th time he's done that tonight on 14 shots.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Lopez, he's checked in for the Knicks. Wasted no time on that one. And now it's a 9-point Toronto lead. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Raptors.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
And now, in transition, it's a Flalo. Here we go. Passes it to Porzingis. Anthony down low. DeRozan defending. Lopez passes to a flight. And again, New York with the triple.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Here's DeRozan. And there's the foul. It's on Aaron Flalo. That's his first foul. 58 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Fires it up. And it's DeRozan missing.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
He's been hot here in the fourth, contributing big at the right time.
And he's, let's face it, hitting everything. A perfect 4 of 4 in the quarter.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
You know, sometimes the intensity of the game can lead to brain-neutral plays like that, guys.
Galloway kicks to Lopez. Yes!
Boy, what a pressure bucket that was.
Greg, now that's coming through in the clutch.
Lowry from outside. It's money from deep.
Lowry is small in size, but big in might. And when he gets going, he can be an offensive force.
New York calls timeout. They trail by 2. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
And it all comes down to this. Still enough time on the clock that they should be able to get a real good look.
Yeah, and in this case, you debate often. You hear guys debate whether to take a 2 for the tie or a 3 to win. In my case, with this situation, I think you go hard inside and see if you can get a good shot in close.
The drive by Anthony.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
He's able to hit the second one, and that narrows the gap to 1.
And, you know, you can't dwell on that one miss. They're still in a position here to take the lead if they can get a stop.
Lopez kicks to Anthony. And here's Biyombo. Yes!
Come on now, young fella. Watch out. You might bring that whole basket down on top of it.
I didn't think he was ever going to let go of the rim.
I tell you what, though, you might as well enjoy the moment. Make it last just a little longer.
A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. And so the big win by Toronto in a tight game.